Okay, so in this last video, we're just gonna knock out some stuff. We're gonna find the arc lengths. So always start with my bread and butter. This juicy proportion that's gonna help me do anything that my heart desires. All right. So the central angle, 30 degrees. Radius, 15. So again, just carefully write out my formula. Carefully plug in stuff. Arc length is what I'm finding, so I'm going to call that x, 2 pi 15. All right, and then I haven't really been in a habit in this all year, but I'm going to start reducing. All right, so some reducing tips is the zeros automatically boom cancel. So now I have 3 over 36, which 3 goes into 36 12 times, so I'm left with 1/12 x 30 pi. And what's nice is when I reduce, and if I'm good at reducing, it's really going to help me calculate exact answers. 12x equals 30 pi. Realize that this is not a fraction, all right? Sometimes I see people write this as 30 pi over 12x. That's just a question mark. There's no teacher that's ever taught you how to do that, all right? After you cross multiply, you're left with an equation. So x equals 30 pi over 12. And again, since we're in a reducing kind of mood, something you can always do if you think at reducing is when you have two even numbers, just factor out a 2 on both. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 12 divided by 2 is 6. That can still be reduced, all right? 3 goes into 15 5 times, and 3 goes into 6 twice. So that's the exact answer. It cannot be reduced. Exact and then rounded is 5 pi divided by 2, which is about 7.9. Okay, that's the rounded answer. And then cruising right along. Again, maybe you want to try this problem on yourself. Maybe you want to pause the video here and then check your work. But we got the central angle. Ooh, we got a big central angle this time. Arc length, 2 pi r, plugging in junk. All right, 240, 360, that's actually just 2/3, all right? You can factor out a 120 from both sides. 120 times 2 is 240, 120 times 3 is 360, all right? So now we're just left with 2/3 equals x over 18 pi. Cool beans. Cross multiply. Remember, it's going to be something equals something. There's no darn fractions anymore, even though some students like to write that still. Divide both sides by 3, and x is going to be 12 pi. Exact answer, and that approximately is 37.7. All right. Now these next two problems are the same problem, but now we're finding different stuff. Now in this one we're finding the circumference, and the next one we're finding the central angle. So again, that's why it's also a good habit just to go ahead and write out the formula each and every time. Central angle over 360 equals arc length. And we usually write 2 pi r, but I'm going to erase that. Because what does 2 pi r calculate? Realize 2 pi r is just the circumference, and it's telling us to find the circumference. So instead of expressing as 2 pi r, then finding r, and then plugging it back into the same formula, let's just call it c. 2 pi r and c are the same exact thing. All right, now arc length is 25, and central angle of 36. So we're going to get 36 over 360, arc length 25, and then c. And 36 over 360 reduces to 1/10. Ooh, this is going to be a nice, clean, crisp number. I'm going to get C equals 250. And we're going to put a smiley face because no pies, no rounding, nice, clean, crisp number. We missed those integers. All right, same problem except different now. Same exact problem, but different. We have the central angle over 360, arc length. And now, let's see, it gave me the circumference of 70 feet. So again, I'm just going to call that C. All right, so I have the arc length. I have the circumference. Let's just plug in all that junk, and this time we're finding central angle. All right, and just for fun, let's call central angle theta. All right, theta. We haven't used theta since Unit 7. It's been such a long time. All right, so theta over 360, arc length 20, 70. Again, boom, boom. Left with 2/7. Cross multiply, we're going to get 7 theta equals 720. Divide both sides by 7. Theta, that's actually the most exact answer. The central angle is 720 over 7, which is approximately 102.9. All right.